Nutrition in human beings. Nutrition is a process by which an organism obtains nutrients from food and utilizes them to obtain energy and for building and repairing their tissues. Humans are omnivores. They can eat plant based food as well as animal based food. And humans have a very complex nutrition system. In human beings, the process of intake of essential nutrients in the form of food takes place through an entire system known as the digestive system. Digestion is a process in which complex and large components of food are broken down into their respective similar and smaller forms with the help of various enzymes. These similar forms are finally absorbed and are further taken up by different parts of the body. The human digestive system constitutes a long tubular structure called alimentary canal and various digestive glands associated with it. And these glands secrete different digestive enzymes. Alimentary canal is a muscular tube which starts with the mouth and ends at the anus. It is about 9 meters long and is highly coiled in certain regions, especially in the small intestine. Its various regions are different both in structure and function. The first part of the human digestive system is mouth, from where the food enters into the alimentary canal. It is mainly comprised of two major parts, the tongue and teeth. Tongue is a highly muscular sensory organ present at the floor of the buccal cavity, and it bears several taste buds and helps in mixing food with saliva, and it is also helpful in producing speech. Teeth are hard structures present on the bones of both lower and upper jaw and are basically used for the purpose of grinding, cutting, and chewing food. And the next is pharynx. It is a small funnel shaped chamber located behind the oral cavity. It communicates with both esophagus and trachea. Esophagus. It is a thin and long muscular tube that leads into the stomach. The lining of the alimentary canal has muscles that contract rhythmically in order to push the food forward. These peristaltic movements occur all along the gut and stomach. It is the most dilated J shaped part of the alimentary canal. It is situated between the esophagus and the small intestine below the diaphragm. It serves as a storehouse of food where partial digestion takes place through the secretion of gastric glands. The muscular walls of the stomach help in mixing the food properly with the digestive juices and the acids. The exit of food from the stomach is regulated by a sphincter muscle which releases it in small amounts into the small intestine. Then the small intestine, it is the longest part of the alimentary canal. The length of the small intestine differs in all organisms depending upon their food habits. For example, herbivores have a longer small intestine to facilitate cellulose digestion. But carnivores have a shorter small intestine as meat fat is easily digestible. The small intestine is the site of the complete digestion of food into different components. Secretions from liver and pancreas enter the intestine to help the digestion process. The inner lining of the small intestine has numerous finger-like projections called villi, which increases the surface area for absorption. Then the large intestine. It is shorter in length and wider in diameter than the small intestine. Appendix is a part of the large intestine. The large intestine secretes no enzyme. It absorbs much water but very little digested food from the contents, which mainly consist of undigested material. After the water is absorbed, the contents become semi-solid fecus which pass into the rectum and are expelled at intervals. And the expulsion of the indigested food remains of the food from the alimentary canal is called defecation. The rectum, it is a large and broad chamber-like structure that serves to store fecal matter temporarily. And anus, it is the endpoint of the alimentary canal which helps in exit of waste materials. This process is regulated by anal sphincter. And digestive glands. Various glands are associated with the alimentary canal for the process of digestion of food. The first one is salivary glands. There are three glands. There are three types of salivary glands: parotid glands, submandibular glands, and submaxillary glands. The main functions of salivary glands are: it secretes saliva containing an enzyme called salivary amylase or thialin, and it converts starch into sugars at an optimum pH of about 7. Then the next is gastric glands. These are found in the wall of the stomach, and the functions of gastric glands: These glands release digestive juice containing HCl, pepsin, mucus, etc. Hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria ingested with food. It creates an acidic medium of pH about 2, which facilitates the action of pepsin enzymes. The mucus protects the lining of the stomach from the action of the hydrochloric acid produced under normal conditions. Then the liver. It is known as the largest gland of the body which secretes bile juice. And the function of liver, bile juice produced by liver acts on a large fat molecules to form smaller globules, increasing the efficiency of enzyme action, that is emulsification. And the gallbladder stores bile juices for further use. Then pancreas. It is connected to the small intestine through its main duct called pancreatic duct. Then it secretes pancreatic juice which contain enzymes like amylase, trypsin and lipase. So the digestion in human beings takes place to the alimentary canal, which is basically a long tube extending from the mouth to the anus. As human beings are complex organisms, they also have a very complex nutrition system.